Heard here at KFBK, suspending the efforts to take back the reenlistment bonuses that may have been improperly awarded to members of the Guard.
We're joined now live by Congressman John Garamendi from our 3rd Congressional District. He's been getting together legislation to try to permanently solve this problem. Good morning, Congressman.
It is a good morning, and we do need that rain, and we do need this problem solved.
All right, so how fast can we solve this problem, and how are you going to solve it?
Well, I think we can get it done by December. We go back to a session the week after the election. The Conference Committee for the National Defense Authorization Act is in place. I am a member, along with a whole bunch of Californians, and we're committed to writing into that bill a couple of lines that simply say that for those guardsmen and women in the 2006-8 period that may have been involved in this, received inappropriate payments at no fault to their own, they are relieved of any responsibility. They do not have to pay the money back. End of their problem. Now, the Secretary made a good step forward by saying that we're not going to proceed, but the underlying law has to change. And when we change that, those that have already reimbursed the money, they will get their money back.
Congressman, I got an email from a man whose 2 sons served in Iraq and Afghanistan, and he says, it makes a good point, that he says the DOD should do what's right by the soldiers, but they also owe a duty to the taxpayer, as does the soldier. If someone collaborated with this, they should be held accountable as well.
Well, absolutely true. And in fact, some people have already gone to jail, fines have been paid, and reimbursements have been made by those who fraudulently obtained the enlistment or reenlistment bonus. No doubt about it. And so we will write this piece of legislation, very simple, in such a way that those who had that in good faith accepted the bonus and went to war and served this country, they're relieved of the obligation. For those who engaged in fraud or in other ways, perhaps took the bonus and never bothered to show up, those people, they will still be held accountable and will have to reimburse the money.
We're talking with Congressman John Garamendi from our 3rd Congressional District. So let me ask you this. Why are we just now hearing about this? Why has it become so public when apparently it's been going on for several years?
Well, the scandal emerged in around 2010. A master sergeant went to jail. Others lost their jobs. In fact, the adjutant general lost his job and a new man came in. And so it's been going along at a low level with some people being brought forward to have to reimburse, in some, I think, cases unfairly, but it was at a low level and there was very little known. An audit was underway of all of the men and women that received these bonuses in 2006 and 8. That audit was completed within the last month. At that point, it became not a 1 or 2 problem, but rather a 10,000 person problem. And it hit the fan appropriately, and now the appropriate response is in place with the Department of Defense suspending further action, and the Congress, I think within a month, passing legislation that will relieve the obligation of those who appropriately served.
Well, sir, we appreciate your time this morning. Thanks very much for coming on with us.
Happy to do so.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Congressman John Garamendi from our 3rd Congressional District joining us online at News Radio KFBK.